Inshallah and Ashe, Divine Will's blessings to you and for you. Are you ready to join me to spill the tea? We're going to be doing some tea time talks, brewing success and magic. So go ahead and sip with us on the third Friday of every month. Join us for an exclusive experience. Spill the tea. Prepare to tantalize your senses, ignite your curiosities, and quench your thirst for inspiration in spiritedness. Get ready to spill the tea, where we steep captivating conversations and unveil the secrets to success. In a world brimming with untold stories and uncharted journeys, Spill the Tea becomes your golden ticket, or at least your golden nugget, to a realm of endless possibilities, a realm where dreams take flight and aspirations sprout their wings. Each month, we'll brew the freshest ideas, steep the most thought-provoking insights, and serve up the juiciest anecdotes from extraordinary individuals who ventured far beyond the ordinary into embracing the extraordinary. As we immerse ourselves in these enriching dialogues, I'll be on hand to answer all your questions about developing your intuitive gifts, ritual, magic, and personal medicine, also known as gift and purpose. So don't miss out. Subscribe to my weekly muse for the latest login details. Our rendezvous will take place online through Zoom. So go ahead and ensure you're Zoom ready, whether you're going to use your web browser or by downloading the app for seamless sound. Are you ready to spill the tea with me and explore topics like headphones are highly recommended to unveil the magic? Ashe, I'll see you on the other side. Inshallah and Ashe. Yeah, I got a new look. But either way, Divine Will's blessings to you and for you, magical beings. My name, if you don't know me, is Tanya D. I'm your go-to holistic shaman, medium, otherworldly life coach, and a reflector by design. And for sure, welcome to my virtual medicine room, choreographing or mapping out the elemental highway, the elements, the realm of spirit, to bring you to the magical being that I believe resides within each and every one of us. And for sure, excelling beyond the mystical into the magical. A divine spiritual connection, inspirited connection, like a collective awareness. And of course, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do go ahead and hit the white rabbit, the white button here on YouTube. And of course, I also have Musing with Tanya D, my podcast. This season is called the Season of the Witches. I've been posting these on YouTube along with my website, so there's a lot of opportunities there. However, we're in the season of balancing our soul's harmonics. And energetically, we always have more than one energy center active and online. It's unique and individual to each and every one of us. But the season of Libra is all about seed sounds. It's our throat center. It's our hearing sister. It's clairaudience. So just radiating through our throat, the throat center, it's unique octaves through each and every other center. So are you ready for a new moon ritual? Want to spill the tea with me? I sure hope so. Just affirming your clairaudient gift, automatic writing, telepathy, the hearing sister, even some ringing in the ears, different stages that we go through as it's becoming activated. It's delicately important to really source who these messages are actually coming from. Possibly your higher self, could be an angelic being, a spirit guide, or even a guardian, or possibly not, to be quite honest. But this new moon is opening us up to our ability to hear, to listen, to be inspirited. It's all about the spiritual truths. But we also have our channel of our soul, what our soul believes, the harmonic of our soul, the soul's harmonic. This is where we get signs and symbols and sigils and sacred geometry and all the things, quite honestly. But our sacral's also in tuned. It's our emotional channel. Emotional empathy comes through the sacral, along with our heart, the star that I believe we all are. This is when our heart is opening. It's actually receiving these mystic messages, the memo, some clarity there. And the throat center activates and percolates when it first comes online at the ages of 6.5 and 8.5. And I've said this before and a few weeks ago, probably through the entire season of Libra. If you can like go back into your memoirs and reflect what was happening for you between those ages, 6.5 and 8.5, you might come to a divine reflection, a different way of communicating. If you can reflect on that time of your life, again, between those ages, like what was really happening, like what you were seeing versus what you were hearing, were they in alignment, rewording, revisiting? So go into those memoirs and truly explore your voice, your authentic voice. Were you hearing spirit? Was it an inside voice? Was it your higher self? Did you do some channeling, some automatic writing? Were you speaking in light language or tongues? That's kind of what I see for that. But comment what was really happening for you as you really dive in and reflect. So with our Soul's Harmonic online, with the ability to really get the signs, the messages, everything in threes, and just pay attention to your feelings and flowing with them. Follow the flow of what you're feeling. Along with our heart's desires and our wishes, like what does your heart authentically wish for? In this case, in partnership, relationship, your soul contracts, even contracts in the physical, and just really receiving the gift. So we are officially in the season of the dog in the elemental realm, the month of the dog. This is the northwest region or area of our home. So you really want to declutter this area of your home. Could it even be your car, your office, wherever you kind of hang out. For me, it could be the northwest area of my video room, my video medicine room. And contemplate those words of fairness, balance, harmony, even the sounds of the harmonics. Like drumming is a very earthy sound, where I would say a harp is a very higher octave of sound, and the strings as well. So just contemplate what that is for you. It's like a soul opening. So you really may be channeling, receiving messages through a divine stream, I would say. And just be aware of where you have been and the patterns of the past memoirs. In this case, it's going to be really in our relationships, Libra energy, not leadership, but possibly. I don't know why I said that. But balancing those harmonics, those streams, partnerships. And it's not just intimate partnerships, I must say. It's all relationships. There's a variety of different kinds of relationships that happen for us. But the universe is really showing us our patterning, different patterns through the soul's harmonic along with our shaman's portal. They work together. So when we become awake and often aware, consciously aware and awake, and conscious of our patterns, we then see the reflection of the divine, usually through waters or a sacred mirror, just saying, of how we are initially treating ourselves in our inner world is a divine reflection in our outer world. It's the atoms, it's the quarks of the roles of all of the things that are playing in our lives. I actually just posted a TikTok about the string theory, which was fantastic, by the way. If you're part of my Facebook group, it's in some of those. But in a way to not only really help us to see, but also reflect upon them, shedding light, streams of light, so that we may shift or possibly just transform the words we use, the choreography, and just embodying our soul's story. And the transformation is truly shifting. Pluto has become direct. So we've already kind of done a past life memoir, if you will. And look at the outer world, like what's happening upon the stage of the world, the world's stage. I am your otherworldly shamanic reflecting assistant. I am the seer of the unseen. You are your own healer energetically and spiritually, but sometimes we do have what I call energetic hiccups or trivial pursuits. An otherworldly life coach assistant, myself included, sometimes we do need that. So to really get us out of our own starlight, our own magical way. So my daily snippet was generally a daily show, but it's turned into a weekly show. And if you are new to my channel or my show, whichever you prefer, I'm all about the cosmic insights of the planets, the elements of the galaxy. That's how I see the planets doing their cosmic dance. And by design, I always am following the lunar energies of the moon through just the seasons, along with the gates. And we all have intuitive gifts. So if you're feeling the call to navigate your streams, your intuitive gifts, go ahead and take my Change Your Stars quiz. It's super fun. Find out your intuitive gift order or psychic ability. It's actually literally, it really is fun. And I do get to giggle when I watch myself. But the 4 pillars, which I also talk about, of destiny, these are the elementals of the day. These are the pathways. And as a reflector in human design, I'm always asking myself, because I'm hyper aware of environments, time, place, space, people, all the things. So it's like, is this the right time or place? Very prophetic visionings. And am I with the right people? Is this the right timing within these people or this place? And also, a lot of the time, what am I seeing that nobody else, and I'm not kidding, nobody else can actually see or vibrate at? And what's the movement, the emotion that I'm creating? And what's the solution? I'm very solution driven, more so than other ways within the movement. So it's like we already know we've got the energetic hiccup, but what's the solution? So that for me is usually a ritual. And if you're curious how you can really utilize the elementals off grid or on this grid, you can still activate the Rising of the Origins. It's a portal. It's a live stream I do twice a year to really activate or see them in a whole galactic new perspective that you can utilize and actually bring in and heal your body elementally. Very fascinating there. But the key, honestly, is trusting our intuition. So take my quiz, Change Your Stars. Again, it's super fun. If you're curious about your psychic abilities and intuitive gifts, some of them might just be otherworldly, off grid. And the out of body energetic centers really light up a different stage and cleansing our auric fields, the etheric body, the etheric highway. That's really something I very much gravitate towards. And also journaling with the moon. So I just want to say that the energy today of this day is absolutely infinity and beyond one of my very favorites. It's the peak of my divine design. Intuitive and psychic awareness is really attuning to the frequency and the energy of Libra. It's a day of learning our spirit, our spirited value, valuing our higher self, the voice inside our head, our Sira. But today and through the week with the moon in the season of the sun, Leo, the heart, the lioness, you might just be feeling like a lion. You may have a heartfelt kind of spiritual integration, a spiritual story, an awakening. So channeling in the divine messages through our throat center and just getting ready to receive the memo, the divine memo streaming in from universal streams, the heavenly universe, from your higher self. And your Sira is actually what you look like on the other side. I'm kind of reflecting and turning into mine, just saying. But our intuitive gift or our hearing sister is really activating these spiritual truths, especially during this season. The ones where we receive the memo, the full cup, the lessons, the patterns, our gift and our purpose, and just guiding us to hear and being able to really navigate the streams that are percolating and bubbling. In this case, it's in our relationship sector. This would be where Libra is, the house cusp, the ruler of that house, and then kind of look to where Venus is. And no, I'm not a galactic source of astrology. I just have a weird mapping that happens for me. So just be open to your hearing sister, the inner voice, the speaker of that inner voice. It's actually a great idea to really source the information. Who is the informant? Where's the messages coming from? So you may have a yearning to really go to the waters, a bathing ritual, a ritual for forgiveness and surrendering, bringing in the waters, the flow, receiving peace and clarity, and really getting in the flow with our spiritual gift of clairaudience being online. And journaling is an absolute fantastic way to really connect with that, automatic writing, and just tuning in to the hearing sister. It's like our own speaker of the house, the direct communication to community, higher self, high spirit appointed kind of counsel. So kind of seeing your world, your environment through the eyes of God, a filtering. It's like a changing in our lens, like literally getting a new lens, a focal point to a different outcome. So this week, up to the new moon, there's been some inner, I would say, reflecting and meditating. I do cowrie shell divinations at Crohn's Hollow. And it's interesting because the people I was divining for this past week really all kind of had the same memoir coming up. So that usually happens, just saying. But just soaking up the streams, these universal streams, even your personal streams. The Musing Moon meditation is actually coming out. It's the divine pour of universal streams along with our personal streams that are coming up from the Earth star. I would even say the Vive axis, and just cleaning out the inner and the outer wheels of light that come through our front and backside energetic center, the inner wheel and the outer wheel. So we've got this ability. So really soaring the light, soar and stream the light through. And of course, if you have yet to subscribe, I do have a ritual coming soon for your new moon. The essential oils are actually on the resource page, so that's always there as well. So just a few announcements on the menu. I still do have the Libra Sacred Spirit Circle, that meditation, just to activate the spiritual star you are in relating to yourself, your day-to-day world, and just, I would say, cleansing the debris energetically. But be sure to subscribe to really kind of get that White Rabbit notification. There's a story behind the White Rabbit, right? And the new Libra aiding, I like aerating, Libra aiding. New moon is also on the highway shortly as well. So if you've subscribed, you'll definitely get that notification. And I just want to say gratitude. Thank you for tuning into my meditations. The views are going into the infinite, and gratitude for that. I do see that. And as always, I do have a weekly podcast out. If you've not listened to Dawn Del Vecchio, we talk about the ley lines, healing the ley lines with the dragons. Each week I do a weekly episode in my podcast. This year it's called The Season of the Witches, which I've loved, by the way. You can actually find them on YouTube as well. This is a fantastic interview. Just be sure to listen in here. And also cowrie shell divinations, if you're not aware. Spirit guided me to Elder Melodoma Some. This is my cloth and my shells. But cowrie shell divination is like a maintenance ritual for whatever adversities are coming your way. We all have energetic hiccups. I read the shells, you move the shells, but I am offering them in person along with through Zoom, but in person at Crohn's Hollow. This is a witchy store, a coven here in Salt Lake City, Utah. It's just about connecting you to your magic, your medicine, your personal medicine, and ritual. I prescribe rituals, ritual prescriptions that are kind of given to me through the other world. So if your soul is kind of at a crossroads and you need some guidance, again, I am doing them in person at Crohn's Hollow, or you can also sign up through Zoom. But again, it's only noon to 4 on Thursdays. So as far as divination, there's different opportunities there where you can connect. I've done a variety of them. And the Energy Body Demystified, I have a few online courses if you've worked with me before, but this one's a foundational course. I find a lot of people going through their spiritual awakening, I guess, and being awakened or endearing, you kind of need a foundation. And this is kind of a foundational offering I have to take you through the basics to where you can connect with your higher self, cleanse out your mind, the logical versus the intuitive mind, along with some other obviously various things, connecting with the chakras. But I do believe we need a foundation of our own healing expression along with our journey. And then I move you into what's called Change Your Stars. And Change Your Stars is because of the Knight's Tale. I believe everybody has the ability to change their star. It's kind of like getting out of the program, like the Matrix, just saying. So I have offerings. I really don't like the word program. And again, I do believe we are all stars on a very spiritual initiated walk of fame. And then we move from that into Uncover Secrets of the Other World, which I guess I could have showed that. But this is all about really, I would say, the shaman's portal, really connecting with that energetic center. It's right above our head. There's a lot of greatness in there, the library in the sky and whatnot, the ghost in the darkness. And then I also have Voices of the Other World. I play with the Fae, so that was kind of choreographed after an online adventure I had about talking about the Fae, which is kind of my house to play in. And of course, I have the Shamanic Healing Academy for witches, wizards, and seers, and reflectors and whatnot, of course. And the academy is open, and this is just a sacred space. I would say it's a lot of celebration and a lot of fun. And I do have the 21-day manifestation challenge that's been airing here on my channel and some other avenues as well. But if you are new to my show, my channel, please subscribe. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Tanya D. I'm a holistic Shaw medium, an otherworldly life coach, a reflector by design. I really am a seer of the unseen. I do work one-on-one with guests, and I also have online offerings to really guide you and assist you into your deeper levels of inner peace and power using the subtle energies, the elementals, and just elevating different states of consciousness and awareness, mapping out our or your divine design through your gift and purpose, ultimately. But today on the Elemental Highway, I always like to bring in the elementals. And of course, we've got a new month. I said this a few weeks ago, the young water dog, the energies there on the Elemental Highway, the pathways. We go through, I would say, the foundational every year, but it's always got a new flavor, a new ingredient. Young water on the dog there, the young water dog, that is the big ocean. That is the galaxy. That's the heavenly realm. The dog is on the earth plane, and we're in between these. And the fire is in storage, yin fire. That would be a nice warming candle. Looking at just the month and the year, we're kind of missing some elementals there. Fire, and we do have metal hidden. They're very yin, so this is stuff that's going on inside of us, but we do have a balance between the yin and the yang. I'll just say that. And metal is community, it's communication, it's the ability to use our voice, to be heard, but also listen, listening. It's the balance between a listening and receiving. It's our higher self, the Po, the general. And yang metal is unrefined. So this kind of reminds me of Lancelot and King Arthur. There's a lot of willpower, kind of like a hero, having higher standards. But our yang metal, there's only one, so it's a standalone. It's the lone warrior, seriously. And it needs that yin fire to become more refined. Words that may offend, water to a metal day is the spirit. They're all spirits, actually, right? But what the spirit does is to perform in the creativity, and our day is full of creative spirit. And water really is the emotional field, being in the flow. It's also our psychic abilities. And we have flow. There's a lot of water here, right? So intuition is really on board. We're being guided to intuit. Now, the dog in the month has yang earth, which is a mountain. And what is the mountain? A mountain is very stable. It's unmovable earth energy. So we go to the mountain to tell the mountain our secrets. The mountain is it's like an intuitive secret, the yang water dog. That's an intuitive psychic. I would even call it an oracle or a seer that brings the messages into the earth plane. A secret keeper, loyal to the words. The yang earth, being the dog, to the yang metal is a working support. Yin metal is the stem that kind of provokes our day. It's kind of like getting poked at by a sword. And the yin fire brings out the best of our day. So maybe we've got a great, magical, mystical, intuitive, influential leader, a mentor. And the yin water of the rat in the year is one of I would say, radical creation, seen as intuitively gifted, possibly drastic in the gift. I would even bring in a little chaos, a little drama, maybe a little shouting in the words, having that inner world conversation. And the rabbit represents abundance and wealth and growth. Nature's always in transformation. And what we do to create value or manifest. So the yin wood, being wealth, is created or earned, creating prosperity from being of service, gift and service. And all in all, we do need some unrefined crystals, sigil making or magic, and the lighting of a candle. I would actually do like a red taper candle, to be honestly. Of course, essential oils. I do have them on my resource page. But carving the sigil in the candle with either a knife, a tool, a crystal, and really connecting with your higher self, an ancestor, somebody with some ancient wisdom. And water. Water is also healing. So I would possibly call in the elemental beings of water, connecting with your sacral, and scrubbing your auric field, your emotional field with water. That's kind of what I'm sensing. And with that, let's go into the messages, which are actually fantastic. I mean, I can't help but bring in the Fae, especially with a new moon happening. I generally gravitate to my fairy deck, but we're preparing the intentions. Water is also meditation, so it's like soliciting our inner solitude and really being a conduit. Metal is also a genie. Uh, a genie may message you. They come in sometimes through stone, so just be aware. But our first message this week on this Mystical Monday, I don't know if you can see this, but we do have, her name's Las Guana. The 39, that adds to a 12, which then actually adds to a 3. So this is really in alignment. It's our spiritual truths, being a conduit, patterns, symbols, signs. It's our 9th energetic center. So you see, we do have more than one energetic center that's activated at a time. And they sing in notes, seed sounds, energetic notes of vibration, amongst other things. What am I saying here? So we have the influence of a few energetic centers at our cosmic insightful roundtable, in this case, the Hearing Sister, coming to the forefront and being a voice of intuition, divine wisdom, and seeing things from the top of this mountain, a higher perspective through the universal eye of God. Like, how would God see this? Which is very different than subscribing to the laws of man, just saying. But this little fairy, Las Guana, she's part of the guides and the guardians of the land of the Fae. And these are the ones that really assist us to become more of, I would even say embodying, climbing into our skin, what we are here to ultimately become, and just developing our own natural magic, our gift, our purpose. She is the frog queen, which I think we're all queens in some design, but she's seen between the worlds of the waters and the earth. She's the emotional realm. She's clearing the waters, sees the clear waters, but also sees the murky or the muddy waters. So there might be something that we can't see because the mud is thick. The sunken treasures and the discovery of who we are. It's all about the adventure, the creativity, and exploring to really see what we truly are in our authenticity. So this is when we discover parts of our talents and our gifts, our hidden potentials, the yin fire, the yin metal, hidden, right? And in storage that we've stored away, possibly could be water, the old traumas, misunderstandings, misguided energies, even feeling like our opportunities are lacking, like we don't have them. But her gift of exploration is not just the realm of water. Again, it's also the world. So she really wants us to explore, to really dive deep into those waters. I'm channeling cowrie shell divination as I speak here. But new experiences, listening, new tastes, even sounds, all the things, sights, being otherworldly. So there's some questions we may need to ask ourselves. Are you, or maybe we should ask, are we tired of the same old song and the same old dance? Do you feel bored, or are you boring? Time to go out and literally kiss a frog, see the magical in the mystical, seeing between the realms. That's kind of what I'm channeling here. So experiencing life with that childlike wonder, the innate childlike wonder. I'm telling you, go out and watch little kids. Explore, get out of the box, get out of your own way, break free from the mundane, what they tell us what we're meant to be. And just explore those inner realms, those ingredients of ourself, along with the outer realms or rims of ourselves. The moon's in Leo, so this is suggesting that we flow into our glowing heart, I would say, lighting up our heart, and attuning to our heartstrings, or get a tune-up of our heartstrings. It's kind of like to be a partner to ourselves that really holds our unique essence, our seed sound, and gravitating that sound, resonating it out into the future. Really loving ourselves beyond emotionally the infinite star that we are. Like, what would it truly feel like to have unconditional love just for ourselves? That's kind of what I'm feeling here. And really discover or explore what that feels like energetically and even in the physical, like being that love star to yourself and partnering with yourself with the divine love. And then on Tuesday, as I scroll on over here, this is Tom the Poet. I love him. He's also part of the fairy guides and the guardians, the 29. So we went from 39 to 29. So I find that curious myself. But this is being in integrity, being in alignment. So in this case, I would say the sun is really shining upon being in alignment or in integrity. in partnering those harmonics of sounds and balance. Getting clear sight, being clear sighted, clear vision, uh, poetry, even some erotic, possibly mystical energy, laughter, and really, not getting into too much serious mischievousness. And it kind of reminds me of the candomblé, if you've ever had a candomblé voice divination. It's all about laughter, poetry, play, the fun, the love. I see them as the joy molecules, just having a fantastic time and bringing their energy into our world. But looking ever so serious, however, full of laughter, joy, fun, full of adventure, curiosity. It's kind of strange, but also these happy places, being poetic, a poetic spirit, words. And it's more than poetry and rhyming. It's being able to really see things as they truly are in their authenticity. And that reality, this is where we see the true magic, the mystic, the beauty in all the things that are actually beautiful. It's just our perception. But he's also a very young shaman apprentice, by the way. So it's kind of interesting in all the things magical and mystical, learning to weave the webs. So I would say that the message here for Tuesday is that all the poetry, the mystical and magic of life is full of energy. We've got spirits and sprites all around us. So it's a time for these exciting things to open the doorways to these new opportunities and really tackle projects that your heart lights up to or has been, yearning for. Again, the moon's in Leo. It is the lion's heart. So often he's showing us or moving us towards people who have a talent or a gift for actually writing, which I find curious. On top of that, it's poetry, adventure. It could be a fantasy novel or a movie. You may also be musing about some romancing the stone, possibly poetry, the ability to kind of persuade others, and gifting them with a bunch of outpouring ideas just percolating. Mercury has moved into Libra, so it's like partnering and just deciding to commit to a relationship, or that you want more, something that you want more of in your life. So if your relationships have become a little routine, I would say maybe a little stagnant, maybe you need a little fairy dust, a little sparkle to add some fizz on Tuesday. Just saying. I just say partner with yourself. But on Wizardy Wednesday, we've got a singer, which I love the singers. Maybe you don't, maybe you're new. But having a singer in the house, this is the singer of connection, which is also an energy of Libra. It's a tone to our voice. And the singer of connection, I love when we have a singer in the house, right in the middle of the week, no less. So the singers, these are the great ones. Their wingspan into multi-dimensions, multi-universes. They spread all over the place, but their energy is always with us. We really just need to call them in, call upon them. How do we do that? It's about an attitude of gratitude. It's through prayer, meditation, and this paying attention to the gift received and also thanking them with an offering that you have received it. But this is the singer of connection. So it's spiritual connection. It's spiritual empathy, being connected to the divine through our voice, balance, even through karma. So supporting all connections and the weaving of the web of light streams between all beings, particles, past, present, future. They're all connected, and bringing wholeness, I would even say integrity, to duality. Definitely. So just combining all energies, uniting what was, is, or could be. So when we have lost this connection, or we feel feelings, right? We feel like we've lost the connection. All we really got to say is that I am connected, left hand on the heart. However, this awareness is when we then feel lonely, isolated, but the energy is always there. That's all we got to do. We just need to be open, receptive to receive it in the galactic balance of those streams. So emotions that really help us open up, love, compassion, so on and so forth. I like to stay optimistic, along with the emotions that close us down, which I won't go into. We all know what those are usually. But it's through this singer that all connection, the power is actually created. It's the fabric that's made, it's held, it's curated, it's also released. So there's a lot that's happening here. However, the singer is otherworldly today. So Wednesday, that means our light is dimmed. It's indicated by being otherworldly. We're dimming our own light possibly, or maybe somebody else's. So it's time to really ask ourselves, if you are earthed, embodied, centered, grounded, protected, there are rituals to do for all of these things, and just being connected to the divine, to source, the oneness. That's kind of what's streaming in. So what could we do more of to enhance our energetic connection to the heavenly universe, those universal streams? And just being aware of it in body, mind, soul, and spirit, to the universe around us. There's so many different universes around us, whether it's in the element of water, the element of wood, out into the galaxy. There's a bunch of different beings that reside in all these magical places that I think we're rediscovering, just saying that out loud. And then on Tantalizing Thursday, we have himself, which who doesn't love himself? Part of the she, these are the lords and the ladies of the Fae, and they bring the energies of the singers into this realm. They do a dance, mediating the energies, if you can sense and feel into that. But they're an elder race, and they have their own potent magic, profound wisdom, but himself is a heart of spirit connection, which I love. He commits to doing this, or is committed to that connection. It's the natural law. It's the life force. It's magic. This is also shamanic power. So we had Teom the poet, part of the shaman's apprentice, and now we've got the shaman. But this character is the guardian of both the hunter and the hunted. And just understanding the plethora, the many, the balancing of all the things, the balances within all of nature. It's the bond between all of life, the breath that really moves, the atom that dances, the magic that he has. It's like in pure being, in pure essence, living, loving, streaming. And he has the magic of procreation, of dancing the spark of life into being. I actually have a book called Spark of Life, but dancing the dance to bring the spark into, I would say, activating. So his presence is bringing the singer of connection to us, into our world, mediating those energies. It's just about bringing life, magic, medicine into a world where it is shaped, it is given form, coming into Mother Earth, landing in the Earth star, which we're all a part of. So at the end of our earthly life, it is he that does the dance of life and death. He's dancing to open the gates between the worlds. So as we depart and pass beyond, he's opening that door there. But there is magical, there is mystical energies this week, I would say. There's a great amount of energy that's being energized with the other messages. So everything he touches becomes more potent of what that energy is. It's like divine connection, leadership. It's an ability to really command forces, which force empathy sits in our hands. So these forces energetically, generative forces, degenerative forces, electromagnetic, magnetic. So we've got like these two here, and integrity. So channeling for the greatness of the all, the good of the all, as God wills, but it's also protection, the preserver of the natural world and the balancing of all the worlds. There's shamanic power here. There's powerful spiritual healing, potent creativity and energy, along with passion. I would say Thursday is going to be a very mystical, otherworldly, I would say spiritual connection, all in all. I would definitely call that in. And the forces, force empathy, power versus force, if you've read that book. And then on Fantastic Friday, I love this. The messages are fantastic. I'm just saying that. But we have the fairies of the future. They're also part of the guides and the guardians. So we've got a lot of initiation happening, I would say. We're gifted. We've got our guardians. All we got to do is call them in. And the 33, which actually adds to a 6, which is also a Libra energy. And the moon on this day is starting to ascend, becoming a new moon, right? So she's calling us to believe in ourselves and believe in our future. It's about being a watcher, receiving the harvest, and actually listening, tuning in to like physically be here now. She's giving us guidance. I should say they all are. I don't know if you can see, there's like, I don't know. I feel like there's a plethora of fairy beings in this message here, and just moving forward into our light. and the ones of the now, like being in the moment, looking both ways simultaneously. So these fays are kind of, they appear all over the place, but something that would kind of pop our top if we tried it is being multidimensional. I'm just saying that out loud. But fairies always have this kind of, I would say, doing a cosmic dance, kind of weaving and sliding a sense of the past, the present, the future, even the entanglements, really. But the Fae in the center, she's kind of stepping out boldly. Maybe you can tell she's actually pregnant with the possibilities. And she's carrying what's called a hazelnut that actually grants us wisdom. It's like the wish of the wisdom. So I would actually recommend offering a hazelnut to the Fae as an offering on this new moon. Just saying, I would create a bowl, I would say. But this is even a gnome king. I don't know if you can see him at the bottom in the mix there in the very corner. He looks small. Not sure you can see all the fairy in this message here. But being that we are we're kind of carried into a future adventuring out, carried by old wise father time, which would be Saturn, and the earth mother, earthing, being grounded, along with the galaxies, even kind of spinning into our future and creating what appears to be possibly some stranger than fiction. I'm thinking of that show, Stranger? I don't know. Either way, strange offerings that may appear. Just relationships between space and light, even time and space. But these Fae really they're opening the door to the future, co-creating an exciting journey with the rising dawn along with the moon. So I think this is a fantastic message for Friday with the new moon really ascending. So it's really time to join them with really unconditional gratitude, like just seeing the greatness of what we already have and envisioning it manifesting. The Fae of a bright future is unfolding. So it's essential to have compassions for our earth and even our star journey. Nobody ever makes it alone. You're kidding yourself. There's always people weaving the threads in the background, right? But being that we're really ending this week with this message right before a new moon, it really may be time to do a little self-consideration, some self-proclamation of where we have been and where it is our heart wishes to actually go. And what does that feel like? So it's like opportunities, potentials, and choosing a realistic path and taking steps to really bring out that desired outcome, the future that your heart authentically desires into being, into manifesting, being in creation. So it's not a time to sit and wait. It really is a time to step out boldly, possibly where you have feared to step out before. And we really can do this. We can do it alone, or I always like to bring in a community. It really does take a village. Those who share our dreams, our goals, our hopes and wishes. I would really create a collective, I would say, whether it's of this world or not. And with that, just stay tuned. I will have a ritual for the moon in Libra out later this week as well. And as far as an affirmation, I would affirm my divine connection to spirit, or my spiritual connection, and really connecting with your Sira, what you look like on the other side. So I'll see you soon, hopefully. And if you want to be my podcast guest or tune in to Spill the Tea, either way, I've got kind of little musings going on. But either way, the podcast episode this week is super fantastic. The Healing with the Dragon Ley Lines with Dawn Del Vecchio. Be sure to tune in. Let me know your thoughts. And activate your inner dragon, just saying. And of course, subscribe so you can be on Spill the Tea, and I will share the Zoom link for that. And as well, Ashe as always, and blessings.
Because one of the ways that I really came into the whole sort of role that I have now is I was guided to do a summit called Return of the Priestess. And I heard the words and I bought the URL and I sat on it for almost a year. And long story short, when I ended up rolling it out, which was based on my tech VA, my tech support person's schedule, was right when the whole planet was locked down. I couldn't have known that because you prep a summit way, way in advance, right? So this there's a return of happening big time, return of priestesses, return of dragons, return of, a remembrance of our interdimensional, multidimensional consciousness. And a return of the partnership between the elementals and humans is a piece that I have now come into that really feels like such a blessing. I feel a lot of gratitude about this.